Welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy, and we're gonna get into this show where we have entered. Actually, we are already in the doldrums of the movie season. So we apologize, but there are no good films. Like looking at Rotten Tomatoes is just embarrassing for the film industry right now. At the movies coming out, I don't even want to talk about them, but I guess we'll get there eventually. So we're gonna add wrinkles in every week, and our last week's wrinkle was a summer recap. This week's wrinkle is going to be a last quarter of the year preview, which will include September, the month we're in right now, October, November, and December. So we're going to go through the most anticipated films of the year for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Think they covered it?
Yes, I think that was comprehensive.
I think it was great when I told the audience that we are in the month of September. So, in case they didn't know. There's going to be a few viewers that are just like, holy crap, it's September already. I know, right? I totally agree. So, let's just hop into it here. First of all, there are a few there are a few movies that I'm kind of interested in, but they're going to be honorable mentions. We have the same films in the top 5 to go over to talk about, and we've ranked them individually. But here's just a few films that I have interest in, and I don't know if he does, but maybe he could share. First one is Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. I'm just kidding. The idea of that film is so dumb. Anyway, we got Fury with Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, Logan Lerman, also known as the Lerm. That's my nickname for him. Michael Pena and Shane from The Walking Dead. I'm interested in this film because, number one, World War II, tanks, awesome. So it has potential, but who knows? I am interested. What do you think of Fury? Just quick thoughts.
I think it definitely has potential. Anytime you put Brad in a period piece like that, there's solid potential. So
definitely. Another one. The sequel, Horrible Bosses 2, I really liked the first one, and I think the chemistry between those three, Jason Sudeikis, Charlie Day, and Jason Bateman, got him. I thought I was going to forget. I think their chemistry was really good in the first one, and they've added on a few others, Christoph Waltz and Chris Pine, for the second film, so I think it has potential to be funny, although, comedies they're tough movies, but I think this one has the potential just based on the chemistry and the talent that's actually in this film.
Agreed.
All right. I think that was it for as far as other ones. I guess our other honorable mention will be Exodus, Gods and Kings, or something like that.
That's the title, yeah.
Got it. I don't know. For me, I anticipate this film because it scares me because it just it looks like it could be great, but it also looks like it could be god awful. So. What do you think?
Yeah,
it honestly,
It is directed by Ridley Scott, who, as most of you probably know, directed Prometheus, which is an objectively awful movie, as I tweeted a week ago.
I'm sure you all saw.
I don't apologize for that. You're wrong if you're just wrong if you think it's a good movie. It's terrible. So yeah, Gladiator's a really good movie, and Gladiator and Exodus share some similarities. They take place in olden times with swords and sandals and all that stuff. So it's good to see Ridley Scott doing that instead of sci-fi. And Christian Bale and Joel Edgerton are both good actors. So yeah, I think there's solid potential there, but it could definitely be the next Prometheus.
It's true, and it's just Joel Edgerton and Sigourney Weaver just looks so dumb. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, maybe it'll just be different when, you're actually watching the film, but it's just, they just don't look right out there. And Ridley Scott hasn't had a good movie since, I'm going to say since Gladiator. I really am, because I can't think of anything. Robin Hood. I honestly thought Robin Hood was okay.
Yeah, Robin Hood wasn't bad.
But, like, that's as far as I'll go with that. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was okay. But everything else I've seen by Ridley Scott since Gladiator, nothing. So hopefully this could bring him back up, because he's got some interesting films coming out. The Martian will be after that. I forget when, but that'll have Matt Damon. So that's an interesting project. But that's again sci-fi. So who knows? Who knows? But come on, Ridley. It's been years. All right, let's get back. You have the talent. I know you have the talent. Put something good together, and not The Counselor. All right. So moving on to number 5, the most anticipated movies of the rest of 2014. Well, Jeremy, what's yours?
My number 5 spot goes to Big Hero 6.
Oh.
And that is the latest movie from Disney, who, as I'm sure everyone knows, is hot off the success of Frozen, and also, has goodwill from the well-liked Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph as well. I mean, they didn't, get up to the Frozen level of success, but they were both extremely, well, I didn't even see Tangled, but Wreck-It Ralph was a really good movie and did well at the box office. So, I think, Disney might be right there or even above Pixar at the moment. And Big Hero 6 is apparently based on a comic book, which I didn't know until not that long ago. So that'll bring in some fans. It looks cool. It looks funny. I'm sure kids and families and people like us will, turn out for it. So yeah, I think there's some solid potential there.
Yeah, my number 5 is also Big Hero 6. How about that?
Gasp.
So, I
More like Big Hero 5.
That's right. That was good. So, yeah, this movie looks funny. It looks very funny. And it looks clever. It's probably not going to be to the level of, the films we mentioned. I don't know about Tangled, but when we're talking about Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph, that's really the cream of the crop of Disney. So it's probably going to be tough for Big Hero 6 to live up to the potential of its marketing campaign, which just says, we brought you these 2 great films. So this one's probably going to be good too. But I am interested. I think it will be very good, and we're anticipating it, as we mentioned. This is the name of our segment. All right. Number 4.
Number 4, I have Gone Girl. And Gone Girl is directed by and starring Ben Affleck, who really hasn't done anything wrong career-wise over the past few years. Most especially winning Best Picture for Argo, and the days of the whole Gigli thing and all that are long forgotten by this point. So I think it looks really good. It looks very, very dark and dreary and adult, but it's probably depressing too. But that's my kind of movie. And October is a pretty good month to come out with that kind of thing. And did Argo come out in September or October? I think one of those.
It came out in one of those, yeah.
Yeah, one of those 2 months. So, and, hit a solid opening followed by really good legs. So, it's not unthinkable for Gone Girl to follow that pattern, as long as it does deliver the goods.
Right, I think, my number 4 is also Gone Girl.
Whoa.
How about that? I swear, we didn't do this in advance. So, yeah, I think it looks very good. I think it's going to be this year's, well, it's tough to compare it to, but I think it's going to be this year's Prisoners. The trailer is only going to give so much, and I just think the movie's going to be disturbing and horrifying, but in an interesting way, as Prisoners was, edge of your seat, a thriller. So, I'm excited for that, and you're right about Ben Affleck. Although I don't think Argo should have won Best Picture that year, that doesn't mean it wasn't a very, very good film. I think 2012 was a great year for, especially the Oscar-nominated films. So, it was a tough year, and for that to come out on top, that tells you how good a film that was. So, Ben Affleck can really do no wrong at this point. So, I'm just excited to see what this is about. Probably should have read the book, but kind of a month away now, and I don't really read books.
Number 3, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. As the trailer goes right ahead and states, this is the climactic finale of this trilogy. I'm excited to see how it's all going to end. Obviously, they're going to take down Smaug, and then some big, crazy battle war thing happens, so that sounds cool. We get to see the battle against Smaug, and then a giant fight scene, so I'm on board. And it's Lord of the Rings. Well, it's The Hobbit, but it's the Lord of the Rings world, so either you like that or you don't. And I know the Hobbit trilogy hasn't quite lived up to the original trilogy in the minds of a lot of people, including myself. But I thought Smaug was a step up from the first one, and hopefully this continues the upward trend.
This one, The Five Armies, or whatever, The Hobbit, The Five, what is it?
Battle of the Five.
The Battle of the Five Armies. I'm a typical American. It's too long. It's too long a title. So this is actually my number 2 because I appreciate that they're making it a trilogy teaser to movies that are coming next. So, I have actually thoroughly enjoyed this trilogy. It's just... I don't want to say it's better than Lord of the Rings, but I want to say that it has better elements than Lord of the Rings, and that's what I will say, and that is in the form of Bilbo Baggins, and I think that Martin Freeman is a huge step up from Frodo, and it's just so refreshing to watch. A Middle-earth movie that doesn't have him in it. Well, he's in the first one, but he disappears very quickly. So, that's just so refreshing for me, and I'm really interested to see what happens with Smaug. And I do love these epic movies. They'll probably be like 3 hours. I like going to the theater for an experience, for a long experience. Because, you pay, whatever the heck, what's it, $9.50 now? I don't even know. You pay that much money. Let me, go there for hours of entertainment. So, I'm very excited, and I didn't read that book either, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Smaug wins, but Bilbo escapes, and Gandalf just escapes.
That doesn't happen.
All the people that... All right, whatever. Way to ruin it for everyone. Jeez. So, all right, that is my number 2.
Okay, well, what is your number 3?
No, my number 3 is Mockingjay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because you didn't finish it. Because you didn't finish it. You split it into 2 movies, and that annoys me very much. I have no idea where you're going to break this book to a stopping point, but I just think it's worthless, and I'm kind of upset with you, but I still want to see you, but I am upset with you, Mockingjay, and I think your marketing campaign is absolutely fantastic. I'll definitely give you that, and so that's all I say. Great marketing campaign and everything. I'm just mad at you for splitting it into 2 movies.
Okay, all right. My number 2 is Mockingjay, Part 1. I don't really have that much of an issue with them splitting it into two parts. It's really all about the money. I mean, you'll make basically twice as much money by doing that, and these are huge movies at the box office. I also don't know where they're going to split it. That'll be interesting to see. But, I mean, Mockingjay, I think, is the weakest of the books, so it's going to be interesting how that translates to the screen and how all that works and how things with Philip Seymour Hoffman, how that's going to turn out. I don't know. But, yeah, regardless, it's my number 2. I think it should be quite good.
If they made Part 1 and then came out with Part 2 like a month later, like I'd be okay with it. But yeah. Anyway, well, number 1 is Interstellar for both of us, I'm assuming.
Yes.
This movie, you know, Christopher Nolan's my favorite director. Well, he's actually pretty much my favorite person in film, and he always pairs himself with my favorite composer, Hans Zimmer. So, like, it's just, you know, it just looks epic. The cast looks great. I just, you know, he's gonna slip up at some point, but I don't think this is it, and I'm very excited to see what he's come up with this time again.
Agreed. Interstellar looks great. Matthew McConaughey he's a really good actor, actually. He's very well respected now after turns in Dallas Buyers Club, True Detective, all those things. So that's cool to see him in the lead role. You know, as is usually the case with Christopher Nolan movies, he's surrounded by a really good cast. The movie, you can tell, is going to examine some pretty deep themes and everything. It'll be everything Gravity tried, wished it was, and failed to be, I anticipate. I think it'll be more visually impressive and a hell of a lot smarter. So, really, really looking forward to Interstellar.
So that's it. Get excited. Get that anticipation rolling. I'm sure that's what you're thinking now. We only have 1 minute and 45 seconds left of the show. It's okay because nothing is coming out and the box office was terrible, but let's just quickly go over the box office. Pretty much just the top things about the box office.
Well, Guardians was number 1 again.
Right.
It fell 1% to 17 million about. That put it at about 275, including the holiday Monday, more like 280. So that's really the story of the weekend. The November Man and As Above, So Below opened at crap numbers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles held all right, but Guardians is a beast. It's getting over 300, probably going to make 310, 315. So, thank you, Guardians. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it'll continue to be at the top. I don't know what movie's going to beat it. It'll definitely be at the top again this week.
Yeah.
I don't see anything coming that's going to stop it. Even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also going to benefit as well from this.
True.
And, I think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been very impressive with the box office. And, not as impressed with Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, but both those movies, I mean, that's really the story. I think they're going to hang on for dear life, and, they won't be gone for a while. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed Anticipation!